Hi there, welcome to the December the 19th episode of Needlepoint TV. This is our last broadcast of 2019. I cannot believe it's already the end of the year. And tonight what we're going to do is go over the rest of the list, my top 10 list of needlepoint gifts for stitchers. So I think we'll give everybody a chance to pop in and find us here. And if you're watching with me live, do go ahead and tell me where you're watching from. It's always fun to see who's with me and where you're watching from. And if you happen to be watching this as a recording, of course, leave that information too, because that's always fun for me to see as well. Remember that if you have a question, please type it into the comments box. There's a tiny bit of a delay between when I go or when you type it and hit enter and when I actually see it. So just know that if something happens and I miss immediately getting your question answered, that is that little bit of a delay. So, all right, so we've got Alice and Ann and Sue here. I'm delighted to have y'all here with me this evening. We've had a kind of a chilly day here in Tuscaloosa. I'm sure it's that way in other parts of the country too. So I'm getting ready for the holidays next week. There are all kinds of things going on. Cassandra's here. Merry Christmas to you, Cassandra. So I know everybody's busy, so we're going to keep this kind of short and sweet, and then we'll dive back in head first January 9th with the official launch of the real Needlepoint TV. Right now we're just kind of wrapping up the year with what was Serendipity TV is making the transition officially January the 9th to become Needlepoint TV, even though we've been doing a little bit of teasing with the new name here in December. But all kinds of fun things coming down the pipeline for you in 2020. So I can't believe either that we're to 2020 already. Good gracious, it seems like just a couple of years ago we were waiting on the millennium to turn over. So time flies. All right, and Angie's with us and Judy. So great. Well, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get started because I don't want to hold us up for too long, and it's already a little bit after 7. So as people join us, we will be happy to have them with us. And of course, anybody that's watching this as a recording, thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule to watch the recording. So, Carol's here too. Hi, Carol. All right, so last week, I'm going to actually share my screen because last week we talked a little bit about we went through the first few things on my list for Stitchers Holiday Gift List for Stitchers, and the next thing up on the list is the Kraft Optic glasses. Now these glasses, I actually have a set of these. I purchased them earlier this year, and I love my glasses. I use them a lot. They help my eyes. They help my eyes from getting so fatigued. And you can see in this picture that they come in 3 colors. They come in black, purple, and red, and this is a pair of the red ones. Mine are purple, but you can see too that this is there's a light on the front of these, and I'm going to show you mine here in just a second. But the nice thing about these glasses is that they're made specifically for you. They're made to fit you. So 2 things. First of all, and I'll just go ahead and stop sharing my screen so I can chat with y'all. So they're made specifically for you. They're made to work with your eyeglasses prescription if you wear glasses. If you don't, then, and of course if you wear contacts too. So they're made to work with your eye, I guess your vision prescription is the best way to put that, if you wear some type of corrective lens, whether it be glasses or contact lenses. Of course, if you wear contact lenses, the glasses themselves, the part that you look through where the lens is, would be just a standard lens, a clear piece of glass. It wouldn't be the prescription or the corrected vision. Mine, and I'll just go ahead, so they come in a box like this, and it's got a little handle on it, super handy. And so the zippered case, it's like I said, it's really nice. So when you open it up, you can see, let me just show you let me get it back over here so you can see. So you can see this is the case that they come in. And I ordered the version that has the light with it. You don't have to get the light, but I wanted that so that I could, I need extra light. So it's always really helpful for me to have that feature. But like I said, you can order these without it. So, all right, so we have more people that have joined us. So we've got Susan and Angel and Aline and Jane. So good deal. Glad to have y'all with us. All right, and I know that's really Jerry, not Angel. So anyway, all right, so here are the glasses. And you can see that they have here's the light on the front. I'm not going to turn it on because it's really, really bright. It's an LED light. It does have 2 strengths, so it really is very, very versatile. You can flip these up. You can flip the telescope up so that you can look through the glasses, through the lens, and then when you're ready to start stitching again, you can flip the telescope down. So a few things that I want to share with you are, well, the first thing is the prescriptions are made to fit your prescriptions, or they're made to match your prescription that you wear in your standard glasses. If that's what you want. You can get these with just a piece of glass in them, even if you don't use any type, or even if you do rather have a magnification that you use in your prescription glasses, you can get them with just a plain piece of glass. You can get them so that the entire lens is your reader strength, or your lower, if you wear bifocals, the lower portion of the lens. The whole lens can be done that way, or you can have it split as a bifocal and then have the top part for your distance vision and the bottom part for your close-up or for your reading. And but they don't offer progressive lenses. They are standard bifocal lenses, and I was a little worried about whether or not that was going to work for me because I do wear progressives, and it hasn't been an issue at all. It was really quickly. I adapted to it very quickly, so it hasn't been an issue. A couple of things. The company, first of all, the company is very particular about the information that you share with them. They want very specific measurements because the telescopes, which is what they call these little lenses on the front, the real magnification, those are calibrated, and they're calibrated to measure. There's a measurement, and I couldn't tell you right now to save my life what the name of it is, but there's a measurement that eye doctors or ophthalmologists, and I guess is it opticians? So anyway, so whoever makes your glasses, they measure the distance between the pupils in your eyes, and so they take that measurement, they take your prescription, and they do recommend that you have within the last year have been to see the eye doctor. So if you're considering getting these glasses, then you're going to want to go ahead and go to the eye doctor and have an exam so that you get the most current prescription applied to your glasses. Now you can, after you've had a pair made, if your prescription changes, then you can send the glasses back and they'll put new lenses in there for you without you having to pay the full sum of the cost of the glasses. So I think it's around $85 to have new lenses put in, so significantly less expensive than buying a whole new set of these. So the telescopes are still good, they just changed the prescription in the lenses that you use if you do wear glasses. So I hope I haven't confused the issue for y'all. If you have questions, of course, please feel free to reach out and ask me, because I'm more than happy to share that information with you. And also wanted to let you know that right now Kraft Optics is having a special. They call it their WOW package, and the WOW package is the glasses with the telescopes plus the light. And so that package is they have a special on it right now. I don't know how much longer it's going to last, but it is a holiday special, and it's well worth checking into if you've been considering buying these glasses for a while, and I shouldn't say even buying, they are an investment. But if you are having issues with being able to see and lighting is an issue, I definitely recommend that you look into the light portion. It's a very, very bright LED light that you can either you can use it or you can turn it off. You don't have to have it on if you've got the glasses on. It's a separate control. So Ann says, what's the cost? So that's a really good question, Ann. At this point, I am not exactly sure. Let me hop over to their website, while we're chatting, and I'll see if I can find the most current price for y'all. So let's see. It's craftoptics.com, and let's see. So, well, I tell you what, let me share my screen so y'all can see their website too. So here you go. You can see that they have a $75 savings on a WOW package, which is the one that that has the light included. Angie wants to know, is the light removable? And the light is removable. I don't take the light off. I don't know. I say the light's removable. I'd have to check with the company to see. It can be taken off, but I wouldn't do it myself, I don't think, because I would be afraid I would mess up the calibration on the actual telescoping part, because they're very carefully calibrated before they send them to you. So let's see. Let me find. So you can see here. This is their website. It has all kinds of information on it, and so let me see. Oh, and you can watch this video too on that tells you a little bit more. Let me see if I can find. Let's see. Here we go. All right, more videos. Yeah, I think mine were $750, and like I said, I know that's not a small chunk of change. It's a really big investment. However, if it's the difference between being able to, let me stop right here. This shows you the glasses without the light on them, and then let's see if I can find it. There they are with the light on them. So it's not a huge light. It really doesn't get in your way, and it's attached to a separate battery pack, so that you don't have to worry about it. It's a rechargeable battery pack. So Elle wants to know how heavy they are. These are not heavy, and the thing about these, now let me pop back on the screen so I can share my screen so I can show you again. The thing about these that I like is that they're made so that, and let me see if I can turn it around so you can see. I don't know if y'all are going to be able to see this or not, but this piece right here, this rubber piece, this is actually it's set into the glasses so that the glasses rest on the bridge of your nose rather than, how if you wear glasses, let me take mine off and show you. So when you wear glasses, you sometimes end up with these two little spots on either side of your nose that are indentations from your glasses having, been pressing on your face or on your nose. The nice thing about these is that bridge is, or that little rubber piece is made so that it rests across the bridge of your nose, so that they're not pressing down into your nose. They're just kind of hanging there. So that's a really nice feature too. So they're not, I was looking to see if there are any more questions. Let me see if there's, no, not any more questions. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put them on, and y'all can see what they look like. And I've learned there are a few tricks to using these. Wait, let me get on I've got all these cords getting tangled up here. So there are a few tricks to using these. One, if you're going to use the light, you can clip the cord that's attached to the light that then gets attached to the battery pack. You can put that behind your head so that you don't have all these cords hanging everywhere. So that's what I'm going to do right this minute. I'm going to put these on so that y'all can see. And of course, don't laugh at my hair after I do this. But okay, so here they are. They're resting on my nose. If I were going to talk to somebody in the room with me, let's say across the room from me, I can look through the top part, because the top part is the prescription for my distance vision. So I can either watch television and chat with somebody, or I can look through the bottom part, which is the reader part of my prescription. And if I want to have the lenses down, then I just push them down. And what happens, well, I'll tell y'all, let me see. I'll plug the light up and I'll see. I'm not sure it's charged, but we'll see. I think actually it may be. All right, I'm not going to look into the camera. So you can see that's the light at its brightest, and then this is the light at its lower strength. and then of course off. So it's a bright light, and it really does make a difference. I know Alice is here with us, and Alice tried these on when I was up in Birmingham a couple of weeks ago. And and then we had, and Karen, I don't think Karen's with us here tonight, but Karen was at the retreat, at the Jingle in July retreat, and she tried them on and really enjoyed using them. So anyway, if you have questions, and I don't want to spend all our time chatting about those, but I'm a real big fan of the Kraft Optics. And if you have questions or want to chat with the people at the company, they're so friendly and helpful, and they understand that what they're asking, what the price of their product is expensive, and so they're more than happy to answer all your questions, and they'll get on the phone with you 2 or 3 times, however many times it takes to get your questions answered. So if you are interested in them, then I would suggest that that you do give them a call and talk to them and see what they can share with you, what kinds of information they can share with you, because I know they have a better or more polished presentation on what their glasses can do and how they can help you. So that's that's one of my favorite things on my list, although I do know it's on the pricey side, so I know it's not something that's an option for everybody. That being said, let me hop back over to the holiday gift ideas and go to the very next thing on my list, and that is a subscription to Needlepointnow. Wait, here we go. There we go. A subscription to Needlepointnow, which is very affordable. So, and if you're not aware of this, I have a series of articles that I've been doing for Needlepointnow, started in May of this year, and the last article in the series will be in the March-April. So there's another issue, or another installment, I guess is what I'm trying to say, another installment of the article series in January-February, and then the last one will be in March-April. So this was a 6-article series that started in May of 2019 and runs all the way through March-April 2020. And so it's all about different stitches that you can use for different applications on your needlepoint projects. And it also, the very first article talks a little bit about choosing stitches and some of the things that you need to consider when you're choosing stitches for your projects. So it's been a lot of fun for me to write, and I highly encourage you not to get it, not only for that, but for all the other wonderful information that you'll find inside. It's a super publication. I've been subscribing to it for years and years. I carried it in my store when I had my brick and mortar store, and I don't know what the subscription price is right now. I want to say in the neighborhood of $40, and it comes out 6 times a year, but it is so informative. It has all kinds of information in it. It has, well, just for example, there are projects in here, there are stitch guides in here, there are book reviews, thread reviews, all kinds of great stuff. So their website is needlepointnow.com. So if you were interested in getting a subscription to that, or asking for a subscription for Christmas, you can always, or for whatever, birthday, whatever, you can always go to their website or share that website with whomever's asking you what they can get you for a gift, and then they'll take care of it from there for you. So that's another really fun thing. And the next thing on my list is, let me share, and of course I didn't grab one to bring in here with me, but let me share my screen, and that is a laying tool. Laying tools make a wonderful gift, and these are wooden. I like wooden laying tools just because they're easier, to me, they're easier to hold. They're not as they're not as hard on your hands. So I really like these particular ones, and I have I know I have that one, and I know I have that one, and I probably have at least one other from that collection. So this is a really, they're really nice laying tools. They're about 5 inches long, which is a good length for me. Laying tools do come in a variety of different lengths, so you might want to test drive 1 or 2 before you make a decision. If you have friends that have laying tools, ask them if you can borrow them, and not necessarily borrow it to take it home, borrow it, but borrow it while you're stitching together if you're at shop, stitching around the table, or you may have someone who's willing to let you borrow one for 2 or 3 days and see how you like it. Laying tools come in a variety of materials. They're made from a variety of materials. They come in, of course, wood. They also come in metal, glass. There are also some made out of African porcupine quills, and then there are your antique ones that are bone. And then there are acrylic. So there are all kinds of different materials. And like I said, my suggestion would be to try out a variety of different kinds before you settle on your favorite, because you never know until you give them a try. I've tried several of the different kinds. There's another laying tool called the BLT, also the best laying tool. It's a metal laying tool. Actually, it's stainless steel. And we've talked about this in previous broadcasts, but it is lethal. It is very, very sharp. It's particularly good for working with stranded silk like Splendor or Soie d'Alger, or I'm trying to think of what are some other ones that I mean, you can also use it for cotton, for DMC cotton embroidery floss, but it's especially good for the silk threads, the stranded silk threads, because it's very smooth. It has polished to a real high sheen, or a real high finish, I guess is the best way to put that. And so your thread glides over it very, very easily. It's not going to get snagged on anything because it's so smooth. But like I said, it's very, very sharp. It can be used for an awl, and it is sharp enough to puncture leather. So that tells you how sharp it is. So, like I said, if you're going to use that, be really careful with it, and definitely keep it away from children, because it is dangerous if it's not used properly. And but the acrylic laying tools are very nice. Rainbow Gallery has some acrylic laying tools. I think there's also the porcupine quill ones. The porcupine quill ones, those are pretty cool, and they're a fun novelty thing. The one thing I will warn you about is to test out one and know that because they have the fancy bead toppers on them to make them extra pretty, make sure that when you test out one of those porcupine quill laying tools, that the one that you are working with, if you decide to buy one, you want to make, how do I say this? The toppers are all different is what I'm trying to say. So the beads that are on the tops of them are all different. They have all different kinds of beads, and they consequently are different weights, and that weights, that laying tool itself, it makes it top heavy, more so on some than others. If you have one that has a really big bead or bauble on the end of it to make it look extra pretty, that's going to alter the way you hold it or the way it balances in your hand when you're holding it, because it's going to make it top heavy. So you want to make sure that if you test out one of those laying tools, you want to make sure that before you purchase one, you find one that balances in your hand really easily and isn't top heavy. Because when I had the store, I purchased and had a variety of those in the store at one time, and some of them were more top heavy, so they were harder to work with. So I would just suggest that's one of those things that if you see a store that carries those and they have 6 or 7 different ones in stock, don't just think that because you've tested one, that one's going to be like all the others, like it's going to balance in your hand the way all the others do. And in addition to that, the porcupine quills are different lengths too. They're pretty close, but because those are sanded and buffed to a sheen, they're also going to have some differences, because porcupine quills, they're natural things, occurrences, so they're going to be different lengths because they'll break. So Sue says she has several laying tools, and she's especially fond of the BLT. It is awesome. You're right. And Ann says there's a large selection of laying tools on Etsy. Yes, there is, and I haven't looked lately, but that's a great point. So if you're interested in looking at the different kinds that are available, that's a really good place to go and look. All right, so let's see. Moving along, the very next thing. Oh, and this is one of my favorites. Let me share my screen again. Here we go. It is the Isle of Luxe Salt Scrub. This is such an awesome product. I use it on my hands 2 to 3 times a week, and it's a really, really nice product. You just put a little bamboo scoop in your hand, not a big one, but I would say it's about the size of half a tablespoon. You put that in your hands and you scrub and scrub and scrub and scrub, and then you rinse it off, and you have no more little rough spots on your hands. And it also moisturizes your hands, and it doesn't leave any kind of a residue on your needlework. So that's, a real win-win as far as I'm concerned. So the Isle of Lux scrub, and there is, you can see here, there's a little link if you want to go to their website. It's actually made in St. Augustine, Florida, so it's a made in the USA product, which I really like as well. All right, and then let's see, let me come back over here because I have some other things that I want to share with you that are not on this list. So let me get myself all straight here. So another fun thing, especially fun thing that is a fun stocking stuffer, is a bunka brush. You may have heard me talk about these before. This is just a little, it's got little teeth, long little teeth, and you use it to fuzz out the novelty threads like Whisper, or if you have a wool thread and you want to create some nap, like just brush it out and make it a little fuzzy, you can use the bunka brush to do that. And these little wire teeth will fuzz out the thread and make a fuzzy animal or a fuzzy beard or a fuzzy whatever. And so that's a really fun little gadget. And a lot of needlework shops carry these. In fact, most needlework shops carry these. So it's called a bunka brush, and that's B-U-N-K-A. So it's a really fun little gadget to have and keep in your work basket. Another thing, which is, and this is something, y'all, I think they don't make these anymore, but if you can find one, grab it. It's called a stitch blade, and it's like a little sickle, or like a little, well, it looks like a sickle, but it's like a little scalpel, and I'm not going to even touch it because it's that sharp. You use it to cut the stitches if you make a boo-boo and you need to frog something. This is a really good tool for that. So if you can't, like like I said, I don't think they make these anymore. I think the lady that made these retired, but they used to come in a little plastic tube like this, and you may be able to find one. There may be some stores that still have them in stock, and there may also be, you may find one on eBay. But this is an awesome gadget. And who knows, maybe somebody will start making them again. I don't know. I wish they would, because it's a really, really handy, helpful gadget. All right. So, Ann says, any problem with skin irritation? No, Ann, on the salt scrub, because it is paraben, preservative, and chemical free. I had to look at my notes here, but it doesn't have any chemicals, no paraben, and no preservatives. It's all natural product, so it shouldn't cause any problems. But I would suggest that that you might even do this. You might even contact the company and ask them if they have a sample that they provide. I don't know if they do, but if they do, I'm sure they'd be happy to send it to you. And that just makes me think of something that I may need to do too. So okay. And Brenda's joined us now. So Brenda, we're happy to have you with us here too. All right, another gadget that is one of my all-time faves, and those of you who've been following me for any length of time know I love these needle threaders. These are awesome. So you can see, let me see if I can, okay, so I'm going to hold it up like this so you can see. It's got the hook. It has the little hook on the end. So when you thread your needle, you put the hook through your needle, and then you run your thread through the hook, and then you pull the needle off, and it threads your needle for you. And these hooks are embedded in this plastic so well. Let me see. I don't know if that light, I think the light is causing a problem, but the hook is embedded in that plastic so well that it doesn't come out. I mean, those metal threaders, the little round metal threaders that have the wire that's attached, so many times those wires will come out. Well, these wires don't come out. And another nice thing is that they have a thread cutter embedded in the end. You can barely see it. It's that little dark spot in the end on the other end of the needle threader where my finger is. That's a thread cutter. So these are really, really handy. I love these, and they have a hole in them so you can run a ribbon through them or attach them to a chatelaine or whatever you want to do to keep up with it. You can attach it to your scissor fob, but anyway, they're really, really great needle threaders. And one tip, this is just gonna just kind of throw something in here. If you do have the needle threaders that are the little round metal disc and they have the wires, when you first get those, you can get a small tube of super glue or Gorilla Glue, and before you even use that needle threader, if you'll put a dot or two of glue where that wire is attached to the metal disc, that'll help prevent that from pulling out. It's not going to completely be a fix, but it'll help. So that's just, if you happen to have several of those on hand, that would be just a little helpful hint to secure that wire and keep that from happening as quickly. So, all right, and Carol's with us now too. Carol, great to have you here with us. All right, the last thing, and this is going to be kind of hard for me to hold up and for y'all to see because it's bigger than me, almost. Well, bigger than the window on the computer. So I'm going to hold it up really fast, and then I'm going to put it back down. So here we go. There is my bead storage box. Okay, this one is empty. It doesn't have anything in it yet. So I'm going to take off the top, and I'm going to show you inside. I'm going to try to show you. So inside, and I hope I don't dump all these little things out because if I do, there's a ton of them, and I don't want to have to pick them up. So each one of these, let me just pull one out. So, okay, hang on. Here we go. All right, so you see this little box? This little box, okay, let me put that down one sec. All right, so this little box fits into that big box, and the top will come off so that, let me see if I can do this so y'all can see it. So here's the box. You can take the top off just like this. It folds back just like that, and you put your beads down in there, and it also, and then the top snaps back on when you get finished with whatever you're doing. Now there are, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there are 13 of these little things, these little containers in a column, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So who's good with math? 13 times 6. That's however many little individual boxes of beads you can put in this one tray like this. So that's a whole bunch of beads that you can organize. And the nice thing is, I'm going to, hang on one second, let me reach up here because this is, the boxes come with these removable labels so that you can put on the top, you can put the color and the size. You can fill in the little spots and put the color and the size so that you know what color they are and what size they are, the color number and the size. So, okay, thank you, Lorraine, 78. So that's 78 different colors and sizes of beads that you can get in one little bitty tray, which is way easier to keep organized and keep up with than all those individual tubes, because all those individual tubes are really easy to they get lost because they're so small. So this is a super way to organize your beads, and I have multiples of these, but this is just one that I had not done anything with yet. So Elle wants to know where you can order the bead box. You can get it from Amazon. Good old Amazon. So the name of it, let me flip it over now that I put the top back on. BeadStorageSolutions.com is the website for the company, but it is Bead Storage Solutions. And Ann, they're from up there in your neck of the woods in Washington. So anyway, this is what it looks like, and so you can see the reflection of my computer screen in there. But anyway, this is what it looks like, and it's not very deep. See, it's not. It's. I should have measured it. I don't know how big it is. I would say it's probably 12 inches. Like 12 inches tall this way and probably 15 inches this way. So, and maybe 2 inches tall, 2 inches deep. So anyway, it's a really handy little gadget. All right, well y'all, I just went a few minutes over. I'm going to have to hop off now and go over to the Stitchers Club members only Facebook group because we have our last broadcast there and for 2019. So I appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to join me tonight. I know we were a little bit I had a different schedule today than we usually do, so if you weren't able to join me during our regular time on Thursday afternoons at 3 Central, this has been kind of a nice aside to give people the opportunity to join us in the evening. So thank you again. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season, and I will see you all in 2020. Bye for now.